Hi, boys and girls. Well, now we're going to read a story about one polar animal. And that polar animal is the harp seal. And this book is called Little Harp Seal on the Ice's Edge. So I know that this polar animal must live near the ice's edge in order for that exclamation to be in that title. And it's written by Karen Romano Young, and it's illustrated by Brian Shaw. So she wrote the words, and he drew the pictures. I like the seal's big dark eyes. Now on the cover, I see the little harp seal is white with black eyes and a black nose. And on the back, I happen to notice that the seal is gray with some black spots on it. I wonder why it changes from when it is young to when it is an adult. Hopefully, the story will explain it to me. Let's see if the story does. And we've got our title page with our grown-up and our young, our pup and our adult right there in front of us. Little Harp Seal on the Ice's Edge. Off the coast of Labrador, a hungry harp seal pup lies on the ice, gazing at the cloudy March sky. His fluffy fur glimmers as white as snow around him. His enormous eyes glow as black as the dark ocean water below. Little Harp Seal rolls onto his stomach, peers into a hole in the ice, and cries. His mother is down there somewhere. Ooh. So it looks like he's waiting for Mom to come home. I wonder why he's here on the ice and not with his mother. This book is kind of big. There we go. Mother pops out at the breathing hole and sniffs little Harp Seal's muzzle. There are hundreds of other baby seals on the ice, but this kiss, she knows he is hers. Little Harp Seal smells his mother's milk, and he nudges her flank until he finds it. Just 3 days old, he's already an expert at nursing. All right, so we know he's covered with fur, and Mom also has some bristles on her and some hair. We know that he has warm blood. We know that he's breathing, the oxygen here. We know that he nurses from milk from Mom. I think those are all pretty good clues that he is living and that he is a mammal. Does anybody see what's coming? Here on the pack ice, the females give birth to their pups every winter. Mother chose this spot where the ice was thin. She kept a hole open as the ice grew thicker to use as her doorway to the sea. Full of milk, little Harp Seal lolls about like a sleepy white blimp. He is almost asleep when the growling of the older seals startles him. A hungry polar bear is stalking on silent, fur-padded feet. Mother and many of the other adults slip very quietly into the water. The baby's white fur blends in with the ice, but the polar bear can spot the mother's gray coats from far away. Alone, little Harp Seal stays motionless as the bear moves closer. So if little Harp Seal is white and stays really, really still, motionless, then maybe the polar bear won't notice him. But if Mom was there, her gray color would stand out against the white snow, so the polar bear would see her very easily. So she's gone into the water hole to hide. Plunk! An adult seal dives through a breathing hole behind the polar bear. The bear turns towards the sound and then looks back at little Harp seal. To him, little Harp seal looks just like another lump of ice. At last the bear decides there is nothing to eat here and lumbers away. So, good thing. Yep, he looks just like part of those lumps in the ice. Phew! Managed to escape this time. As the days pass, little Harp seal eats, sleeps, and grows. A thick layer of blubber forms under his skin to protect him from the cold. His puppy fur helps by trapping warm sunshine. But spring is coming. Soon the pack ice will melt and the seals will be without a home. Oh yeah, I can really see the adult seals very easily with that gray color. The Harp seal pup is harder to spot with that white fur. One morning, as little Harp seal sleeps, Mother wakes early and slithers into her breathing hole. It is not long before other mothers slide into the water. Together, the mothers swim away to find mates and make their long journey to the ice pack near Greenland. Wait a second, the moms are all leaving? Yikes. Little Harp seal wakes up alone and hungry. All morning he calls for his mother, growing hungrier by the minute. The air is filled with pitiful cries as other pups search for their mothers. No one answers them. Oh boy, they're all alone. Still got their white fluffy fur. A few days later, little Harp seal's fur begins to change. His soft white coat falls out in clumps, and beneath it, sleek, silvery fur appears, dotted with grey. Another pup slides up beside him. She follows little Harp seal as he squirms over to his mother's old breathing hole. Together they look over the edge, yelping, leaning towards the water, searching. What are they looking for? Yeah, I'm still looking for Mom. But now their fur has changed and they're grey. Yikes. Let's say that polar bear comes back. The seal pups tumble into the hole. Ooh! The icy water closes over little Harp seal's head. He opens his mouth to cry out and gets a mouthful of seawater. Blech! Coughing and gasping with surprise, little Harp seal bobs to the surface and breathes deeply. Wait, because he's got lungs, he needs to get air. He doesn't have gills like a fish. That was a bit of a nasty surprise, wasn't it? The pups paddle the water frantically, trying to climb out of the breathing hole. Little Harp seal's blubber helps him to float. His strong, webbed hind flippers beat the water. He can swim. He dives down, his sleek new fur helping him slide through the water easily. Nearby, the other pup begins to swim too. Great, now he's got a swimming buddy. That's cool. Won't be quite so lonely now. Little Harp seal's large eyes take in all the light that passes through the water, allowing him to see into the darkest corners. Mother seal is nowhere to be found. A fluttering vibration reaches little Harp seal's whiskers as he weaves along just below the surface. He grabs with his mouth and comes up with krill. tiny creatures that drift through the water. Little Harp Seal has caught his first meal. Good job. See how he's managed to catch all that krill, feeling their vibrations as they move through the water. He feels it in his whiskers. It's a good adaptation to have whiskers. Uh-oh. The seal pups spend their days together practicing their swimming and fishing and dozing on the ice. One day, while little Harp Seal is fishing, the other pup strikes out for the north, seeking colder waters and a new home on solid ice. Little Harp Seal emerges from the breathing hole to find someone waiting for him. Bluish white fur, enormous teeth, and a horrible growl greet the little seal. The polar bear prepares to attack. Ow! So the polar bear knew to sit there quietly and wait, hoping that a seal would pop up through a breathing hole. Good trick, polar bear. A giant white paw sweeps into the water, and little Harp Seal plunges down in terror. He escapes the bear's sharp claws, but he can't hold his breath for long. Little Harp Seal darts up to the surface, desperate for air. He draws a deep breath, spies the bear's nose, and dives down again. Little Harp Seal swims beneath the ice, searching for a way out. He spots another breathing hole and surfaces far away from the bear. I like how his gray fur helps him to blend in with this water, whereas the white fur, you can clearly see it, it stands out. Slipping up onto the ice, little Harp Seal lies by his new breathing hole. His sleek gray coat stands out against the cold white snow. He no longer needs his baby fur to hide him. He can take care of himself. Soon he too will journey to colder waters in the north. He will follow the route that harp seals have swum for thousands of years. He will follow the ice's edge. Here's the author's notes. So now we know the white helps the pup hide and be camouflaged and blend in with its surroundings as it lives on the ice. And the dark gray, slippery fur that will grow under this white coat, well, that moves through the water easier so the seal can swim faster and catch its food and blend in with that watery gray color under the ice. So that's a really good change from one to the other as I change from a pup to an adult. Kind of like a chick is soft and yellow and fluffy and then grows into a chicken with those adult feathers that help it fly. Or maybe like the penguin with its downy feathers that help keep it warm, and then the sleek, slippery, oil-covered feathers for when it's swimming in the ocean. So scientists, think of an animal that is one way when it's young and then looks completely different when it is older. Take a look around and see if you can find an animal. You could use one of our polar animals that changes as it grows, or you could choose a different kind of animal. Take a look and think about it. What animal changes when it is young to what it looks like when it is an adult?